So I'm on a bit of a European trip. So I've come down through Holland, through Germany, the Black Forest, and now into Switzerland, and then I'm off down through the south of France to the Pyrenees on the Spanish side, and then I'm going to ride through the Pyrenees. But one of the things I really want to do on the trip is to spend a bit of time in Switzerland, and particularly take in those fabulous high mountain passes. So for the next couple of days, I'm going to base myself in Interlaken, which, as the name suggests, is a town between two lakes. So the Tunnelsee on one side of town, and then the Brennersee on the other. So this is Interlaken, my lovely lemon yellow Bernerhof hotel on the right, which is actually pretty reasonable for Interlaken standards. And one of the great things about the Bernerhof is it's got an underground car park, so secured parking as well. But there are definitely worse places in the world to base yourself for a couple of days than Interlaken. It's a really picturesque place, lots of bars, restaurants, places to stay. It's quite pricey, but that's Switzerland for you. Lots of other sports going on. I love the paragliders, and the way in the evening they all drop down into the park in the middle of town. It's quite something to have a beer and watch that happening. And yeah, it's a lovely place. Right, so let's get on with it. So just going to head out of Interlaken this morning, and basically ride along the banks of the Brienzensee lake, and then towards a place called Innerkirchen, or Innerkirchen, I think. But basically, you pick up the route there, and in essence, I'm going to ride a loop. So the three mountain passes are the Grimsel Pass, the Furka Pass, and the Susten Pass, and basically they come together to make a loop, which is about 100 miles long. Absolutely fantastic riding. It takes probably about half a day, maybe 3 or 4 hours, but you want to make loads of time for photo stops and having a coffee. So in a very civilized Swiss style, each of the high passes has got a coffee shop on the top. So basically, when you get to Innerkirchen, there's a choice. You either go straight on to Susten and go Susten, Furka Pass, and then Grimsel, or you do what I do, which is a hunger ride, and started on the Grimsel Pass. So this is just beginning the climb on the Grimsel Pass. So the Grimsel Pass it's a little bit different, I guess, to the other two. I mean, it's absolutely spectacular, but it's kind of a little bit more industrial as well. There's lots of dams and kind of man-made lakes, and I guess judging by the pylons, hydroelectric power, and there's still quite a bit of construction going on. So it's a little bit different, but totally spectacular nevertheless.
Incredible scene. That water looks absolutely bloody freezing. Actually, it's quite chilly up here a little bit, which, to be frank, after it being just so hot for the last few days, just that cool, that feeling of coolness is just really refreshing. It's been unbelievably hot, but today it's really nice. Another one of these groovy tunnels coming up. They're quite dark inside. And there's like water running down. I'm obviously going to give my engine a bit of a rev as I go through. I think it's a law actually. Oh, it's not too bad. It's a bit short, this one. There you go. I think there's a law that you have to do that in Switzerland. You ride through a tunnel on a motorbike, you've got to rev your engine a bit. I think it's a law anyway. You might want to check that out, but I think it is. Look at this. Look at these dams. These are just the funnest roads I've ever ridden on. They're just amazing. I think these roads are shut for a big chunk of the year. I think from like, I don't know, maybe October through to, possibly even June or something. I think it's a long time. There's obviously snow up here in the Alps. Look at these bends. They're just phenomenal. It's just crazy. I love looking at my sat nav right now. It's just like some crazy squiggle, zigzag. Just look at this. It's just stunning. Just unbelievably stunning. Look at that waterfall. I love the way these roads are kind of cantilevered out on these pillars. Just incredible. The engineering is awesome. The only problem is I want to stop every 20 feet and take a photograph, and to be honest it would spoil the ride, but it just gets more spectacular. That's about the only time I'm ever going to get even close to putting my knee down, is going around one of those hairpins. You have to lean over so much, it's almost unavoidable. Look at that.
So here we are. We've just made it to the top of the Grimsel Pass, and I think it's time for a bit of a break and just check out the amazing scenery. I mean, just amazing to see this lake at the top of such a high pass. But yeah, it's definitely coffee time, and I think the hotel Alpine Rosley is beckoning.
What an incredible place. High up, I think it's over 2,000 meters, something like that, so really high up, and just stunning. You see these hotels and stuff. It's just so bloody scenic. How scenic do you want to be? Got to be done. The old Grimsel Pass sign. Look at that, it's 2,164 meters above sea level. What a guess. So I just know these things. Look at these views. Oh, I'm not stopping again. Look at that road. Just gets better and better. Need to concentrate though. Too busy looking at the bloody scenery, but you have got to pay attention. It's just like every James Bond movie you've ever seen. It's just incredible. Look at that. That down there. Just see the switchbacks possibly far below you, and then you realise you've just come down from something similar. It's amazing how much height you gain and lose on these switchbacks. Like looking up that road now, I've just come down there. It's miles up. If you're worried about, is it dangerous or scary? I mean, there's nothing difficult about this at all. You see people in camper vans and stuff going up and down here, and kind of unlike the mountain passes in, say, the Lake District or Ireland or the Scottish Highlands, I mean, they're like proper roads with a dotted line down the middle. Whereas you do something like the Gap of Dunlow or something in Ireland, which is a spectacular road. you know, single track, so it's probably technically more difficult, maybe. Right, Furka. We've done Grimsel. Now it's Furka. Oh yeah. So we're now starting the Furka Pass climb, and the Furka Pass is the sort of famous one. That's the one that was actually in the Bond movie Goldfinger. So there's like a scene where like Bond's being chased by a woman in a Ford Mustang, or, you know, down all these crazy hairpins and stuff, and then she takes a pot shot at him with a sniper's rifle. Let these guys go past. Some of these guys are going seriously fast up these roads. I guess they've had a bit of practice. It's just lovely and cool up here. Amazing waterfall over there. Oh, fair play to the cyclists. Just gonna have to grind it out on here. Done a bit of cycle touring myself, but these are pretty relentless, really. They're a kind of steady gradient, though. I mean, and it's obviously tough, but it's pretty steady, so maybe it's not so bad. Look at the roads up the hillside, these sort of cantilevered hairpins. It's just amazing. I think that's where I'm going up. Wow, coming up to the iconic Hotel Belvedere. I'm going to have to stop here. Just has to be done. Got to stop and have a photograph opposite the Hotel Belvedere. got to be the most famous hotel in the Swiss Alps. It's sad to see it closed, but such an iconic building just on that hairpin. The glacier up there. I think doing these 3 passes, I think it's only about 140 kilometers or something. So in theory, you could probably do it in 2 or 3 hours. But I think it just takes so much longer because you have to stop all the time, take photographs. It's just so beautiful. It's just unbelievable. And although the scenery is spectacular and you're over 2,000 meters above sea level and all of that, the roads are so good that it just makes it accessible. I mean, this doesn't feel like a risky thing to be doing or anything. It just feels the roads feel just incredibly really good surface. The hairpins are tight, but they're fine. Perfectly accessible. And there's a lot of motorbikes up here. This might be the top of the Furka Pass, actually. On the wrong side of the road, but it's the obligatory Furka Pass photo. Wow, look at that. This bit of road actually feels a bit sketchy, got that kind of flimsy rail. It's not a big drop there though. Look at this. Oh, helicopter. Thought it was a Harley for a minute. Oh, stuck behind a bus. Look at these switchbacks, it's just amazing. But if you get a bus round here, get a motorbike round.
So we're just dropping down off the pass now, and this is Rialp. We'll just go through here, and then we're heading towards Andermatt, and there's a fantastic kind of road system there, like switchbacks down to the valley floor, and then we'll pick up the Susten Pass.
So now I think we're approaching Susten Pass now, which is the third of my mountain passes for today. I must admit, Grimsel and Furka didn't disappoint, and I have it on good authority that Susten Pass is equally as beautiful and possibly even more lovely. So let's check it out. These are great, aren't they? These little kind of, not exactly tunnels, but the sort of, I don't know. Very picturesque. See the this kind of roads just snaking down the side of the mountain. It's really interesting. Just the engineering's just incredible. So I've just done the Grimsel and the Furka, but Susten is supposed to be equally spectacular. I just look at that. It's just like Lord of the Rings or something. You know, going through this tunnel, and you come out, and there's the little bridge, the big drop, and you're into another tunnel. It's great. Oh, the Scrambler sounds good in a tunnel.
So here we are on the top of the Susten Pass now, and the weather's closing in a bit, and I think there's a drop of rain in the air, but just enough time to grab a quick coffee before the cafe shuts, and then head back down to Interlaken. just come into the bottom of Susten Pass now, and you know, what a spectacular ride, and what a great way to finish. Probably one of the best half days riding I've ever done. And although it's a little bit damp, it's been a fantastic ride, and you know, I definitely recommend this. You've got to put this on your bucket list. The 3 Swiss passes, Grimsel, Furka and Susten Pass, absolutely amazing. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.